Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of Dime Box Discoveries. Picked up a couple things at the local card show. There wasn't a lot of great stuff, so maybe a little bit shorter video, which some people, I hear you cheering. Anyway, before we get into that, there's something I bought a few months ago. Keep forgetting to show off. I want to show it to you. So my girlfriend and I made a run up to Dayton, Ohio. There's like a warehouse here that sells every single book, DVD, CD, everything for $1.25 a piece. Doesn't matter what it is. And I found this. Schoolboy Legends, 100 Years of Cincinnati's Most Storied High School Football Players. This is incredible. You know I love my local history. I think everyone should understand and love their local history. Look at this. It's a book full of stories of, this is Roger Staubach when he was playing at Purcell High School. How cool is that? And it's loaded with a ton of former or guys who would go on to be Major League Baseball players like Don Zimmer. Yes, that Don Zimmer was a star at Western Hills High School. So a couple more in here. So many guys who went on to the NFL or to Major League Baseball. There's Joe Nuxhall. Hamilton Joe. Didn't know he was in there. So very cool. There's Tom Waddle for all you Bears fans. Does anybody remember Tom Waddle from the early 90s? He actually led the Bears once in receiving one year. And I want to show you this right here. The Larkins. You got Barry Larkin. Yes, Hall of Fame shortstop Barry Larkin was a stud football player. In fact, he went to Michigan on a football scholarship, not baseball, on a football scholarship, and ended up turning into doing baseball much better. His brother Byron Larkin, by the way, was a prep All-American at Moeller before deciding to play basketball and becoming Xavier University's all-time leading scorer. So just loaded with great stuff in here. And then on the next page after this is, check it out. It's Flying Brian Pillman. The great WWE wrestler, I think it was WWF at the time, but he played football for the Bengals and Miami University before that. So really cool. And also up there, this was a super sneaky find. Tucked into one of the books was this. This is so cool. Certificate of recognition to certify that you have visited the National Football Foundation's College Football Hall of Fame at Kings Island, Ohio. Yes. The College Football Hall of Fame, the original location was just north of Cincinnati in Mason, Ohio, right next to Kings Island, Ohio. That was the very first location. Then it went to South Bend, Indiana, and now it's in Atlanta, Georgia. But what makes this super cool, not only is it not only a Cincinnati piece, but that is where Moeller High School played all the games, was at the field called Galbraith Field, right next to the College Football Hall of Fame. So that's where I grew up watching all the high school football games I went to. That's where my high school played. When I went to high school football games when I was in high school, cheering on my team, we played here at the College Football Hall of Fame. So to find that, truly, truly amazing. Tucked into a book. All right, baseball cards. That's what you guys care about. Here we go. These are all quarters. These are all dimes. This might have been the best find of the show. Check it out. It's a Clayton Kershaw. It's a rookie card. Well, it's a rookie year card. They don't call them rookie cards because it's a minor league card, but it's like a $5 and up kind of card. $5, $4, $5 on up for a quarter. So super, super cool. Future Hall of Famer, of course. Found a couple of Topps All-Star Rookie Trophy card so that I needed. I needed these two. I did not have these as both Series 2. As an A's fan, I picked up 2 for Mason Miller, 1 for my All-Star Rookie Trophy card collection, and 1 for my A's team sets. And yes, it does hurt to see him traded away. So, but such is the business. Here we go. Local guys. Local on some different levels, some college guys. So Martin Nance, both the blue and the silver version. Very cool. I actually knew Martin Nance in college. I worked with the team a little bit when he was there. So very cool. Played for the Chargers very briefly. Sam Bachman, first round draft pick out of Miami University. So both those guys out of Miami University. And then for my guy, BK, with Mac Wax Sacks, who's a Bowling Green University grad. Check it out, Antonio Daniels and Owen Jacobs. Always love to see the guys in their college unis. Graham Taylor grew up playing high school baseball in Cincinnati and went to Miami University. So he's the only guy locally based to ever play for the Miami Marlins, by the way. So there you go. Florida Marlins at the time, I believe. And then Roger Staubach, as we said, from Purcell High School. That's very cool to get another Cincinnati guy. All right, this one, I couldn't pass this up. This makes me laugh, by the way. This is such a stereotypical card. Because like, oh, Steve Nash is Canadian. Of course, let's put him playing hockey. Steve Nash, as far as I know, didn't really play much hockey, but he did play a lot of soccer and apparently was very, very good at soccer. But, he's Canadian, so we got to show him playing hockey. A little bit of stereotypes, but we'll deal with it. All right. The Fleer All-Pro, Pro Vision, the Fleer Pro Visions. Beautiful, beautiful cards. Great artistry. Of course, Marshall Faulk with the IndyCar there. Nature and Means out of San Diego, I guess because they've got a lot of military bases there. So I got the military plane. Sterling Sharp Shards of Glass, I guess. And then Ken Norton. This is the ultimate flex. Ken Norton with all of his, Super Bowl rings there. That's a flex, dude. And then he won some with the Cowboys, so super cool. All right. Now, the coolest stuff I found was probably these cards in this pile. Check this out. Had to look these up. Monty Irvin and Ray Dandridge. These are 1992 Eclipse Negro Leagues BPA done by Paul Lee. These were distributed on June 2nd, 1992 at a Mets game at Shea Stadium. Estimated 50,000 sets printed. There were 4 cards in the set. Here is half the set. Didn't even know this existed. So that is super cool. This is from the 1986 Fritsch Negro League Stars. I love the Fritsch cards back in the day because they've got ones from the All-American Girls Baseball League, which was a league of their own. A lot of Negro League cards, a lot of just oddball kind of cards. This is from a 1989 CMC Babe Ruth Limited Edition. Very cool. Unfortunately, it's got a couple of markings. They don't puncture all the way through, but they're kind of like poke holes. Still really cool. Totally dig it. Ultimate Athletics Connie Mack was cool. This, I have never seen nor heard of this card or these cards ever in my life. This is a 1975-76 Sheraton Great Plains Greats. On the back, you can see Great Plains Greats. This is from some kind of card show out in the Great Plains. You can see the advertiser at the bottom here is for New Sash Windows with their corporate offices in Des Moines. So slightly bigger than normal card, but this is built specifically for a card show, 1975-76. The Sheraton, in Great Plains. Billy Evans, just an umpire card. I'm not going to pass up a Satchel Paige card. And Booker T. Washington. We do have a Booker T. Washington Center here in Hamilton, Ohio. Booker T. Washington, of course, known for his great work in education. I believe he was the very first, he was the very first person charged with leading the Tuskegee Institute at the age of only 25. Really led African-American education concerns and the movement in the late 1800s into the 1900s. So very, very cool. All right, these are all a dime. They're actually like a quarter box, but it was if you bought 50 of them, they were like $5 or something. So I bought 50 of them. This is super cool. These are all Topps All-Star Rookie Trophy cards. They're all variations though. Not ones I specifically collect, but of course I'm going to pick them all up if they just kind of look a little bit different, because I will add those. It's an opening day. Add those to my box of variations. All right, these are all numbered or variations. Check it out for a dime. Whit Merrifield, that is numbered to 100. You can see that 36 out of 100. That is super cool for a dime. Always going to pick up something numbered to 100 for a dime. These are numbered to 2021 because, of course, they're 2021s. Lance Berkman, Charlie Blackmon, Luke Voigt, and Keston Herrera. This is kind of cool. This is a Ryan Sweeney. This is a refractor. So, maybe someone wanted it. Artist Proofs, Garrett Cole, Lou Bob, and my guys, Zach and Porter. Do you guys need this Lou Bob? Do you need the Artist Proof? I'll pack it up for you and send it to you. All right, Kristen Pache, Artist Proof, and then whoever this dude is, Artist Proof. And then this one, I can't remember how limited the purples are, but they seem to be really popular. So Matt Brash is having a great year, by the way, this year. Purple variation border of that one, really kind of cool. All right. This is out of the Topps Traded, although they stopped calling them Topps Traded. It was like rookies and vets traded. I don't know what it was, but it's a Hideo Nomo rookie card, actually. Sandy Koufax, of course, the left arm of God, who went to the University of Cincinnati, here in Cincinnati, Ohio. But he went on a basketball scholarship and only played baseball because the basketball coach was also the baseball coach and said he needed help. Boy, that turned out to be a good career choice. Frank Thomas there with 70 Topps. There's a Reggie Jackson. Once again, these were all a dime a piece. More Frank, a couple Joeys, another Lou Bob. I'll pack that one up for you guys. Don Mattingly, my friend Scott needs that. Ozzie Smith, and then a couple of Bazooka cards. I don't remember what I have of these and what I don't have of these, so for a dime I picked them up just because. All right, coming up close to the end here we go. Dikembe Mutombo silver signature version, very cool for a dime. The You Crash the Game and the predictor cards are always popular. And then we've got, where's my guy? Here we go. My guy out of Tennessee. He's a VFL, hashtag VFL. If you know what that means Vol for life. All those Knoxville people, even if you didn't go to Tennessee, a lot of them are Vols for life. So I know he'll be digging on those. Admiral Schofield, cool name. All right. Derrick Rose Prestige. These Prestige are really hot, so it's really good to pick up a player like Derrick Rose for a dime. Dirk Nowitzki. And then this one is super cool. I don't know if you can see it, but this one actually has, take it out of here. This one actually has the texture like a basketball. It's like the pips of the ball. There you go. You can see me actually like touch it and feel it. So I've done this before. I've bought some cards because of players I like. I've bought cards because of the photography on it. I've bought cards because of how they freaking smell. And sometimes I buy cards because of how they feel. And I freaking love this card. It's got the little pips of the basketball. Love it. Freaking love it. All right. Local guys, Kyle Schwarber mashing bombs. I was at the Reds game on Monday when Schwarber hit a 2-run home run on Monday night against the Reds. There's a Barry Larkin. And then a whole bunch of Jackson Hayes from Moeller High School. So I picked those up. And then O.J. Mayo did spend 1 year at North College Hill and won a state title there. He and Bill Walker also played in the NBA, led North College Hill to the state title. So O.J. Mayo there. Not quite wrapping up. I have one more card to show you. Actually, 3 cards, but it's one. This is really cool. It might be my most favorite cards here. So the school district here in Hamilton, Ohio, the Hamilton City School District that I work with on a lot of projects, they just got their very first ever therapy dog. Really, really cool. And the therapy dog comes with its own baseball cards. Look at this. So I want to introduce everybody to Aero Blue, the sweetest husky out there. Amazing with people, amazing with kids. It talks about all these different dates, the Gotcha Day on there, favorite things. And this is a really, really cool program on multiple levels. So she was trained at Paws and Stripes. So Paws and Stripes, if you'll give me just a brief second to talk about this. So Aero Blue was a rescue out of a pound. They took her and they trained her with the Paws and Stripes program. What that is, in Brevard County, Florida, the inmates at the Brevard County Jail raise and train therapy dogs. So the inmates learn a skill. The inmates become attached to the dogs. They really kind of do this really cool thing. And they really kind of learn, kind of how to be better people, I guess. The dogs learn. And this dog, out of a pound, into a prison to be trained, and is now going around the different schools here locally and is meeting all the kids on the first day of school and, meeting all the people at like pep rallies and stuff. Just really neat. And it comes with its own freaking baseball cards. How cool is that? Anyway, I just want to show those off. Of course, I had to snag me some. And I just did a story on Aero Blue. If you want to go look for our video on Aero Blue, it's on TV Hamilton, all one word, on our Facebook page or on our YouTube page. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Once again, in a world where you can be anything, be kind, enjoy the hobby as you see fit. See y'all.